one of the great moments from The Empire Strikes Back is when Admiral Piett is left standing on the bridge of the Executor, left devastated after watching the Millennium Falcon vanish into hyperspace. The shock and terror of Piett is clear, as is the disappointment of Darth Vader. But the most interesting part of the scene is that the loss of the Falcon, and more importantly its occupants, should have resulted in the execution of Piett by Vader for his failure. While Ozzel and Nita would be executed by the Sith Lord for the same failure, and countless other Imperials for failure in general, Piett only earned a frightening yet simple stare from Vader. More importantly, he kept his life and his position as Admiral of Death Squadron. Therefore, it must be asked, why was Admiral Piett so unique in this regard, where he was afforded mercy from Vader for such a staggering failure? In this video expose, we'll look at the history between Piett and Vader that allowed the Admiral to earn Vader's respect, ultimately saving his life upon the Executor, and also explain how Piett would become a legend within the Imperial Navy for surviving this encounter with the Sith Lord. To understand why Piett wasn't killed by Vader for his failure to prevent the Millennium Falcon from escaping, it's necessary to understand Piett's rise through the Imperial ranks, and how he came to the attention of Vader. Firmus Piett was a man who earned his own way in life, born to a family with little wealth or connections to the important core worlds. But early in life, he knew he had a single calling. Given that his home sector supported the Separatists in the Clone War, he wanted to join the Republic military to stamp out the flame of separatism. Piett would graduate only days before the rise of the new Galactic Empire, but he knew his life would continue to be one of imposing order upon the galaxy. It would be the early days of Piett's career that would ultimately earn him the acknowledgement and respect of Vader. Patrolling his home sector on behalf of the Imperial Navy, Piett worked to end the operations of smugglers and pirates. His many arrests and seizures allowed him to rise through the ranks rapidly, becoming a lieutenant well before the age of 30. But more importantly, Piett earned a reputation as a trusted and honorable officer, joining a task force of respected Imperials that refused to take bribes from smugglers and pirates. It was this record and experience that earned the lieutenant the attention of Darth Vader himself, still more than a decade from the Battle of Yavin. Funny enough, Piett initially wanted to rebuke any attention from the Sith Lord, recognizing the reputation Vader had for killing his superiors for even the slightest of failures. Hoping to avoid Vader as he rose through the ranks, Piett would request transfers out of units led by the Emperor's enforcer. At the same time, Piett studied Vader, recognizing his obsession with the rebellion and even the secret project undertaken to clone Starkiller upon Kamino. Ultimately, given his continued rise in reputation and his demonstrated skills throughout the Imperial era, 1 year before the Battle of Yavin, Vader wouldn't just be aware of Piett, but he would personally single him out to captain his own Star Destroyer, the Accuser. Within 1 year of the loss of the Death Star, Piett's cool and calm demeanor and his committed approach earned him a further promotion. Vader himself selected Piett to serve as captain in his personal fleet of Star Destroyers known as Death Squadron, a promotion Piett knew he had to accept. Clearly, by the time Piett joined Death Squadron in the months after the Battle of Yavin, Vader respected the Imperial officer. Coming from the Outer Rim, Piett rose from nothing to earn a reputation as one of the Empire's best and most committed officers. And even more, Vader knew Piett could be trusted. But it was Piett's work with Death Squadron that would ensure he wasn't executed for his failure in capturing the Millennium Falcon. As Death Squadron hunted for the Rebel base, the new Imperial captain recognized he shared something with Vader. They both despised Admiral Ozzel. For Piett, Ozzel was everything he wasn't. He was born to a wealthy, influential family within the core worlds, and his position was earned not through his abilities but by name alone. Worse, Ozzel was completely incompetent, quick to act without thinking, and apathetic to the true threat of the rebellion. Given that Admiral Ozzel was more concerned with keeping his position than actually eliminating the rebellion from the galaxy, Piett knew he had to orchestrate Ozzel's downfall. Fortunately for Piett, engineering Ozzel's demise would also boost his own reputation with Vader. Given that Ozzel saw himself as the true commander of Death Squadron, while Vader saw the Admiral as nothing more than a figurehead behind his authority, Vader was looking for an excuse to end Ozzel's reign. Over the next 2 years, Piett would work to undermine Ozzel in the eyes of Vader. But his most important breakthrough in this regard came when a probe droid transmitted video of a large shield generator upon Hoth. Knowing the Admiral would downplay the finding due to his own apathetic nature, Piett intentionally waited to bring the information to Ozzel until Vader was present. Of course, Ozzel would dismiss the finding, and Piett capitalized upon the blunder. Vader sided with Piett, not just making Ozzel look incompetent, but again raising the reputation of Piett in the eyes of Vader. When Ozzel was executed for his further failure in the attack on the Rebel base, the small degree of favor won by Piett earned him the position as Admiral of Death Squadron. But while all of this went a long way to ensure he earned the respect of Vader and the reputation as a valuable Imperial officer, Piett's failure in preventing the Millennium Falcon from escaping Bespin should have brought about his demise. In fact, Piett himself was certain he was going to die on the bridge of the Executor as he watched the rebels enter hyperspace. Piett had his own theory on why he wasn't killed then and there, watching Vader simply go past him in silence. Although Piett would have liked to think it was his battlefield successes that earned him the mercy of Vader, he knew better. Certainly, the long history between Piett and Vader was important, but being around Vader as long as he was, Piett knew his initial survival was due to there being more important matters on the Sith Lord's mind. Of course, Piett wouldn't know the exact details regarding Luke and Vader, but the Admiral was correct in understanding that Vader's disappointment in failing to capture his son outranked his immediate desire for vengeance against Piett. For Piett, Vader had more pressing matters upon his dark mind, and this provided him with a chance to live. But this didn't ensure that Piett would survive in the days after his failure. The Essential Guide to Warfare brings up the great point that after the episode at Bespin, Piett made it a point to treat Vader with deference and respect, never with fear, a very unusual practice for Imperial officers always on the brink of Vader's rage. However, it was likely this action by Piett that saved his life. Vader must have known he still had a valued admiral leading Death Squadron, one who earned his place and was still just as committed to serving him and the Empire. The respect Piett had for Vader was reciprocated to a degree only necessary for the Admiral's survival. By surviving his failure on the bridge of the Executor, Piett instantly became a legend within the Imperial Navy, known as the officer who was so valuable to the Empire that he was above even the wrath and retribution of Vader himself. However true that may be, there's no denying that Piett and Vader had a long history together before the events of Episode 5, and it was this unique history that ultimately saved his life despite his failure. So there we have it, how Admiral Piett earned the respect of Vader and became a legend within the Imperial Navy. We love making these videos, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions. Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. Or perhaps follow us on Twitter at SW Reading Club for updates regarding the channel. Or support the channel through Patreon for access to exclusive rewards and discussions. If not for me... for apologies actually being accepted.